today is the official opening will begin in a minute. We have a short video introduction. I will give opening remarks, and then Tim Jackna, who's the Dean of DAAP, who's here, will just have a few things to say to the group. And then the 6 faculty members who led the Capstone Studios this spring will present their studios and the students who participated in those. I think we have awards in there. Melanie, is that your piece of the puzzle?
Correct. Yep.
And then I think we have a little faculty thanks. You guys will have to remind me, and then I'll make some closing remarks. Everybody good? So why don't we get going? Whitney, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can run the video when you're ready.
Man, I can't believe how late I am. Ball away. We got to make graduation. Hey, Vincent, I think we're in the wrong place. There's nobody here. Let's check over at DAAP. Maybe they're somewhere in the building.
Ed, I think your mic is off.
I'm sorry. I said these are unusual circumstances for us, so we have to be inventive about how we do a graduation, and some of this has been kind of silly for all of us to do. The only unfortunate thing, the real unfortunate thing, is we're still doing the boring graduation speech, which I'm in charge of. So before I begin my talk, I want to welcome all the students, their friends, and their family members on behalf of the School of Architecture and Interior Design at the University of Cincinnati. For every class, it takes many individuals to get them to the finish line. Faculty, your contributions were critical in the development of this fine group of students. You taught them what you know, and also things you didn't know, and things you didn't know you needed to know. It is that latter area of experimentation and risk that keeps this school operating at such a high level. And I want to thank all of you as we go into this talk for all the work you did, especially in the last 6 weeks, to help these students along. To the parents and friends of the students, your emotional and financial support is greatly appreciated by us and by these students. And this year, each and every one of you went beyond expectations. So whether that meant spending extra time to teach remotely, or whether it meant that mom and dad had to break down that home office they always wanted in order to move their children back into the family home, and then experience firsthand that madness and the extraordinary amount of work that typically goes unseen. And I thank you, and the school thanks you, and the college thanks you as well for all your efforts. So here's where we generally pause to have the students give a round of warm welcome and thanks to all those that supported them. So students, if you will, flash on your microphones and turn on your video cameras. And then we're going to all give a hearty cheer for all those people either behind you on the screen or on other remote locations who are witnessing this here today. Students.
Yeah. Oh my God, a lot of people.
We don't have enough little windows to see. I don't have enough little windows to see you all. So this has certainly been a very unique year. I think we all know that. I've gotten to know as many of these students as possible. There are quite a number of them, and it's difficult to get to meet them all with my busy schedule. And there's no doubt that the events surrounding the outbreak of COVID-19 brought many of this class to my office, or it necessitated a special phone call or a chain of emails or video chats, trying to figure out just what they were going to do to get through this year or for next year as well. So all of us sympathize with the chaos that has been brought into your lives, and we recognize the pressure all of you have been under for the last 6 weeks. And as many of us are aware, these students have, like many of us, quiet stories that not all of us will know. They've succeeded despite personal hardships, responsibilities to the family. I know people had to take out the garbage for the first time in a couple of years and had to step away from their projects. And there were probably moments of self-doubt and certainly uncertain times, which we've all been victim to. It will be our job, faculty and parents and supporters, moving forward to do a better job of ensuring that your future, these students' future, is one with hope and opportunity. One unfortunate consequence for me personally is that it's been really difficult to see all the work of the school over the last several days. At times, I felt like an air traffic controller here sitting on my 3rd floor while I'm taking phone calls, answering emails, and have multiple screens going at the same time. One of the real pleasures of my job is to get to see all the wonderful work of the school and to get to see the students own their work, to step up in front of renowned architects, teachers, and even potential clients, and then command the attention of that mixed audience and represent our program in a grand public display. Now, last December, in more normal times, several of us were moving through the end of the semester juries, and we made several observations. As the students know, and parents may not be aware, faculty never say very many positive things before the work is complete, and even after the work is complete. We tell ourselves that we never want to curb the hunger to succeed. And if we keep driving them forward by not saying too many nice things, it'll drive them to other achievements. A student of mine once said that my essential criticism always came down to, it's okay, could be a lot better. Or at least that logic of trying to spur them on is something that we tell ourselves and why we are so tough on them. But last December, our conclusion was this: the school looked fantastic. The undergraduate students in particular were stellar. Faculty got the students to stretch their imaginations beyond where they thought they could go, thinking of bold new futures, spinning fictions and fairy tale-like drawings that we had never seen and ones that we couldn't even conjure ourselves. My worry, though, was all of you would end up going to Harvard, and we'd lose the best candidates for our steadily improving graduate program. Well, this spring, of course, has been different, but I'll take notice of something maybe less obvious than the shutdown. Several of our spring capstone studios focused on more modest projects than had been done in the fall. The spring studios were often centered around the problem of the affordable or energy efficient building. Not all, but 5 of the 6. And what was impressive is that building upon the very imaginative studios in the fall that included the King Records renovation project, a proposal for a Muslim community, and some of the fantastic drawings I saw for new public spaces in the Urban Future studios, our students were taking up the challenge of trying to use their enormous skills to do something positive in our city's neighborhoods. We even got on TV a few times in the spring, and the spring may have engaged in the fall, but this spring, many of our students engaged with actual clients. I watched over the last couple of days budgets that they drew up, very detailed about how the buildings could get together, what the financing of their projects would be, things I've never seen in an undergraduate school. And I know they spoke with contractors and financial experts, and they worked extremely hard to push the projects to a level of real reality and buildability. Now, a bit of a segue. When I came here 3 years ago, the running joke around the school was that I would bring a bit of East Coast arrogance to the humble values of a great Midwestern institution. But I just have to tell you, I'm not actually a New Yorker. I'm a New Englander. I'm the great-great-grandson, in a figurative way, of the Henry David Thoreaus and the Ralph Waldo Emersons of my part of the country's intellectual heritage. So with that being said, your well-crafted, modest projects I see as the ancestors of Thoreau's Cabin in the Woods, that seedbed of a place, humble in origins, but potentially colossal in its impact and its agendas. But let me tell you, Thoreau was not modest by any means. He was as arrogant as any Boston banker, and he went to Harvard. So what I'm saying is, don't go there, Harvard that is, but go there intellectually where he tried to take that project. Thoreau took his homesteading exercise as a path of self-examination and as a lesson that he hoped might preserve values that he felt were being lost in mid-19th century America. Those were reverence for the natural world, honest dealings with other, and that lesson of self-determination. So take the small lessons you've learned, build on the humility of service to someone other than yourselves or wealthier clients, and think how to make that into a career, a mission, and a means of making this world a little better. However, and there's always that pause, it's the faculty pause, never stop being an artist. Do not let the tedium of budgets, the wear and tear of arm wrestling a client, or the gray curse of humility stop you from turning 2x6s and off-the-shelf windows into memorable works of art. Even the small family home retains an important bit of heritage for its owner. Give your clients and the people you work for more than they ask for. Bring them and yourselves to the deep and complex value of our art. I hope we, the faculty, have instilled that healthy bit of arrogance that has always been part of SAID. That kind of arrogance is something that should be in all of you as you have gained skills, knowledge, and ambitions greater than what you may have imagined when you first arrived here as freshmen. Do not lose that ambition. All of us in these uncertain times are re-examining our values and trying to determine what is actually important. We too have had things taken away from us. We've been humbled by the tragedies that surround us now and have been astounded by the quiet heroism of people trying to do good for others. Use these next few months to get some rest and to prepare yourself for whatever may come. Gird yourself with confidence to take on challenges, and as you have all through your career here, improve and to do that to improve the experience of people in their public and private lives. The world will open again at some time, and it is your project to be prepared for that inevitability with humility, but also with arrogance and artistry. This class may not get the typical final accolades that have been the rituals of this 200-year-old institution, but they will not be forgotten. When you see their work during this ceremony, you may, like me, think that this actually was more fun. Parents finally get to see all the work, and we can share this with a much larger audience. Unfortunately, there's no shared drinks, but we'll correct that at some later date, either when we get you back here for the official ceremony or an alumni event, or when we're all back sharing the great public spaces of the city of Cincinnati together. Whatever the future holds for all of us, it's in the good hands of this group. Congratulations on your achievements, and you can count on our school to support you as you continue to reinvent our world with all your gifts and fortitude and talents. So let's all turn on our mics once again, parents and friends and students, and give a hearty cheer for this group.
Christian.
There he is.
Go Anna Kate.
I think, correct me, is the awards next?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to turn that over to the graduate director for undergraduates in architecture, Melanie Zwick.
Thank you, Ed. Okay, on to the awards today. These are a collection of SAID as well as DAAP awards and achievements that we'd like to share with you and to recognize. The Director's Choice Group Award for Sienna Legonque, Mitch Hoffman, Michael Rick, Umal Buhari Mohammed, and Ellis Shelton. They were involved with the Penrose Acoustics project with Christoph Studio, and you'll hear more about that shortly as a collaboration with CCM. So congratulations to this group. Our Director's Choice for Individual Award was to Elise Kennedy for her Lyceum competition for the 2020 submission. We wish her good luck in submitting this competition as well as all of the classmates in the section. Good luck. The Director's Choice DAAP Cares Award was for Noah Nicolette, Travis Rebish, and Jamie Wagman for portable disaster relief ideas in the ever-present disasters that we face and new ideas around that. Congratulations, team. The DAAP SAID Outstanding Student Award is for Abby Lovings, and she is awarded for her overall performance, excellent academics, and extensive involvement both inside and outside of DAAP. She was a DAAP ambassador for many years and has been a great contributor to our culture at DAAP. Earning certificates in historic preservation, Abby Lovings, Isaac McLeod, Ryan Minnick, Haley Prototype, and Emily Spranger. Congratulations on that additional achievement with our program as well. I'd like to congratulate these students as well as all of the graduates of the class of 2020. Congratulations, everyone. And I'd like to hand this off then to our first studio section, which will introduce the projects or their projects and graduates. And that goes off to Tom. Are you there, Tom? I saw him earlier.
Yeah, I'm looking for him.
We need our pomp and circumstance for our awkward transitions.
Yes.
You want to skip over and then I could come back and get Tom at the end?
Okay. Section 2 then is Ming, I believe. So Ming Tang, your mic is on still, Ming. Your mic is muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'll share with
Okay.
my computer sound. Okay. Hello, this is Ming Tang. I'm a faculty in section 2 in the capstone. And here I'm very glad to present our studio project. Our studio name is Rural Mobile Living. The studio investigates the rural mobilities with emphasis of architectural connection to the future mobility. So we work with the School of Design, Industrial Design students, investigate 5 different scenarios in the future living, which include shared living, working homeless, digital nomad, disaster relief, and tourism recreation. And here I prepared a very short video to show the student projects. This will be about 2 minutes with some sound. I hope you can hear the The video might not play very smooth due to the internet. Later, I will post the link in the message so you can watch later. Next, I want to congratulate for the graduation of students in my studio. And I will call names. Adam Baca, Nick Chisholm, Maddie Cook, Amy Cui, Wu Chuanhui, Noah Nikolai, Travis Rash, Christian Van Wil, David Wade, Jamie Wagman. I want to thank all of you. I'm really proud of your work. Best wishes, and I wish you to succeed in your next adventure. Thank you.
Do we have Tom back online? Tom, are you out there?
Yeah, you're on now.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you're up.
I got to get to the, why don't you go to somebody else and then, because I've just plugged into Vincent's machine, so I have to load my.
Okay. Section 3. Terry, are you 3?
Yes, I'm 3. I'm going to share my screen in a moment. Hold on a second. Hi, everybody. This is Terry Bowling. I taught a studio called the Lyceum Competition, where we worked on a competition in Chicago for urban housing, and it had to do with the typology of the bungalow, which is comprises about 1/3 of Chicago housing. The problem with the bungalow is, while it represented the American dream for many people, most of them were white, and they really excluded African-American families from being involved in this kind of American dream. So it became a kind of symbol of oppression for some. We visited the site and evaluated the existing context of the neighborhood, and we actually visited some offices in Chicago, Studio Gang and HDR, and they shared with us some of the projects that they're working on the south side of Chicago as well, working with these underserved communities and trying to revitalize a neighborhood that's got a lot going on, but has fallen on some hard times. So we realized very quickly that the problem was really not one of housing necessarily, but social and economic concerns kind of came to the forefront. So we documented the site, built a beautiful site model that we can't use because we got kicked out of studio right at the time that it was finished. But we moved on and we started to think about different ways to address the problem. These are some of the themes. This is the student work. Some of the themes that we picked up on to try to address this issue of urban housing. A lot of it had to do with safety, economic security, revitalizing things that were, say, underutilized, like alleys, thinking about commerce and pop-up enterprises to generate income for families living in the area. Education was a really big component of many schemes, and the idea that we could, through education and healthcare and childcare, revitalize the neighborhood and provide security. Craft was a big issue for us this semester. We really thought about how the projects were presented, and many people took on this idea of a handcrafted presentation while addressing the social issues as well. Another big theme was prefabrication and incremental design. So you can see here a few examples of that. This one is a robotic assembly using incremental design, the ability to kind of add and subtract as generations ebb and flow throughout the housing. We found this to be a particular problem in some of the bungalows because they're so tight. So here you see another example of this very, very incremental type of housing that you can take little pieces and add and subtract them. This is Elise's project that won the award. Some people thought about how the project was presented. This one is presenting as a catalog of plugins. We even had a video game that is going to be active for the actual competition. So the students have several weeks to work on this before the final submission is due. So let's all wish them luck in doing so. I feel that they have some very strong projects. So I'm going to announce names. Hannah Bruns, Connor Busick, Andres Cifuentes, Nick Ehrman, Sarah Fosnacht, sorry about that, Sarah, Lauren Figley, Elise Kennedy, Helena Ma, Isaac McLeod, Patrick McQuillan, Hallie Podizak, Jordan Sambrooks, Ruth Schifferau, Christine Sima, and Jackie Switzer. So I want to congratulate all of you. You guys did a fantastic job this semester, and the best of luck on the competition. Look forward to seeing you again.
Okay, Tom, are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
Now, what do you see?
You.
Yeah, you have to share screen
Oops, I didn't hit share screen.
down at the bottom.
Wait a minute.
Should be on, no, should be in here. Oh, here,
We're working on it.
go back down. Did you minimize the Zoom?
No, I didn't. I just opened my thing.
Hold on a second.
We're working.
You guys want me to go ahead?
Oh,
I can
Well-
run down the hall after I'm done.
all right, go
No.
ahead. Quit, go.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry. Hi, everybody. Whitney Hammaker. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a look at what was a conversation mostly between my students and I about how they wanted to present this studio. I made the massive mistake, which is always a fun one, to tell them that I would present more or less whatever they wanted their graduation to be. So I've kind of, as any good critic does, gone back in and manipulated it slightly and had maybe the conversation I wish I had a little bit in there. But Ben, thank you for this. There will be a game that ends up starting in the middle, and we're just going to see how that goes. Oh, am I sharing the whole screen? Hold on. Let me just make sure I did this right. That's what I want.
A story from the borrowed desk of Hunter S. Thompson. You buy the ticket, you take the ride. There are strange memories on this nervous night at DAAP. 4 years later? 5? It seems like a lifetime, or at least an era. A kind of peak that never comes again. Cincinnati in the late 20-teens was a very special place and time to be a part of. Maybe it meant something, maybe not, in the long run. But no explanation, no mix of words or work or memories can touch that sense of knowing that you were there and alive in that corner of time in the world. Whatever it meant, even if you happened to cry on the first day of studio. History is hard to know, but even without being sure of history, it seems entirely reasonable to think that every now and then, the energy of a whole generation comes to a head in a long, fine flash, for reasons that nobody really understands at the time, and which never explain, in retrospect, what actually happened. There was madness in any direction, at any hour. If not across the Mill Creek, then up 71 or down Clifton to Arlen's or Madison Bowl. You could strike sparks anywhere. There was a fantastic universal sense that whatever we were doing was right, that we were winning. And that, I think, was the handle. That sense of inevitable victory over the forces of looming deadlines and critical evil. Not in any mean or design sense, we didn't need that. Our energy would simply prevail. There was no point in fighting on our side or theirs. We had all the momentum. We were riding the crest of a high and beautiful wave. So now, less than 4 years later, you can go up on any steep hill in Cincinnati and look west. And with the right kind of eyes, you can almost see the high water mark, that place where the wave finally broke and rolled back.
So yeah, this is the interactive portion of our exhibit here, I guess. Congratulations, Elise, also. So great one here. I love grids of process models, the best way to know any kind of study model. Also, my favorite photo that Ed hates that goes on any publication or place that anyone needs a photo of me. First thing that made me laugh on Teams, shark with legs. Thank you, Elizabeth. Your graduate director, you guys who are continuing on in grad school, deal with him after this. 279 at 2 a.m. Madison Bowl after DAAP bowling. One spare in the middle. Terrifying photo in general. Really glad you guys did this to me, and this is probably going to make it on the internet somewhere. I learned this from Megan, and Megan in my studio who's having a child. There is no favorite child. Don't incriminate yourself. Congratulations, everybody. We're going to do the names in a second. This made us laugh this morning when we saw it. Feel free to clap. I put a little time in for people, so go crazy. Dylan Adelman. Evan Baker. Nate Halstead.
Here.
Anna Hargan.
There you go, Anna.
Yeah, that's better. Charles Hingle. Megan Height. Abby Lovins. Congratulations on the award also. Rachel McGee. Soon to be the second English contractor. Meg McKnight. Elizabeth Northeim. Shark with legs. Ben Paulus.
Yay, Ben!
This is mostly your fault, Ben. Alex Finney. Aaron Walsh. Tori Wonstroth. Michael Webb. Well, good job, everybody. You made it. It's been fun. Like I said to you guys, as we were talking after your last review on Thursday, going from the mornings with my first years to the afternoons with the fourth years has been sort of a real pleasure in the sort of strange times we find ourselves in. So good luck out there, and hopefully a bunch of you guys stay in touch for some more of this nest work that probably is going to hopefully happen this summer.
If it wasn't clear to all our visitors and guests, that studio did an amazing amount of work. This is the third year of an ongoing studio with a public-private developer called Nest, who works in a nearby neighborhood real close to the school. The students presented on Wednesday, and they also presented Thursday night to the Nest board. trying to achieve an affordable house and showed lots of options about how they could cut cost and actually get this built. So we still have fingers crossed that something will come of it and they'll actually see one of these things sitting in the neighborhood and improving it, we hope. So thank you very much, that group. All right. Whitney's going to run, so should we give him a chance to catch his breath and put Tom at the end? So Christoph, why don't you take the controls?
Yes, hello everybody. Welcome from my newly designed office that some great students of mine have designed. This semester, we have been working together with students of composition, musical composition from our College Conservatory of Music, taught by Dr. Mara Helmuth. And the aim was that we would be each other's clients. So the architects designed performance spaces for the composers, and the composers composed pieces for our architectural structures. And our aim was to physically construct those performance spaces on campus. And the students had done material tests and lined up sponsors and so on. But unfortunately, then the virus kicked in and or the physical work in groups wasn't possible anymore. But the students have made some fantastic videos, which I hope you can all go and have a look at. The links are on the DAAP Works website. And I have a short excerpts of those videos prepared. Let me see if that works. Time-based, and the first group used those to simulate rain and how rain bounces off different geometries. And the aim was that both the composers as well as the architects would create a space to experience rain in a different and new way. So they designed this performance space where rain can come through in the middle, but there's also spaces that are protected from the rain. There's different components that catch the rain in different ways, different materials to create different types of sound. And also the structure has acoustic equipment integrated, so the whole structure becomes a musical instrument, basically, for the experience of rain. The group then used that also on a building scale to propose spaces attached to existing buildings that you can step out and experience rain. The group Penrose Acoustics used the agents to create an acoustic simulation of how sound bounces off walls and surfaces of different materials. This group received the Director's Choice Award. Congratulations. And they used the Penrose tiling to create a system where they create these two chambers where sound can travel between for the performance of the composers. And they used 3 different materials, concrete, wood, and foam, to create different acoustic effects of how the sound bounces around or how it gets absorbed by the material. Also created a VR version. And the is over, and then we build the structures on campus together. So the students in my section were Kali Biga, Mitch Hoffman, Gabrielle Kalush, Kelly Kodlowski, Shona Lagang, Haley Lovins, Richard Luongo, Umul Buhari Mohammed, Andy Moore, Jamie Oles, Michael Rick, Anna Schroer, Alice Shelton, Jordan Tedesco, and Gabrielle Waters. Thank you very much, guys. It was great to work with you. Fantastic work, and all the best for the future. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much for that presentation. That was obviously not our Thoreau cabin in the woods, although it might be the future one. Tom, are you ready to go?
Yeah, we think so.
Okay.
What are you showing?
I'm on a PowerPoint,
Okay,
which
so
had been queued up here.
let's do that one. Oh my Lord. That's still working?
Can you see anything? No.
We see your screen.
Oh, you see the screen. Well, that's better than nothing. Thanks.
All right, so that's not doing
So this
anything.
is it.
No.
There we go. Okay, good morning. This semester, there was 15 students that had the amazing pleasure and burden of trying to work together in teams to explore using mass timber construction. The students were divided into 3 teams, so each team produced a relatively complete design of a condominium building. The site was in Mount Auburn, and you can see here's the example of each of the team designs. This year, as in many past years, we've used the Living Building Challenge, which is the most demanding sustainable restraints that are going anywhere as far as we can see. Among the requirements, the 2 that cause us to rethink design is water usage and energy. In the water pedal, the students are required to support all the water use of the building purely through water that falls onto the site to collect, clean, and store that water. And then after use to clean it again and return it back to the environment. In the case of the energy use, our goal was to reduce the amount of energy to the lowest amount possible so that we could use solar PV panels to capture in all of the energy and actually an excess, 5% excess. So both net zero water and net positive energy. In addition to that, this year we adopted a challenge called Net Zero Carbon, where we tried to account for all of the embodied energy that was being used in the building and to offset that either through wood that we had stored, that had stored or sequestered the carbon, or through additional plantings of wood. So here you can see a few of the residential designs. There was approximately 100 units in each project, 4 different types. And then in addition to that, the program required exercise spaces, recreation center, neighborhood, daycare, bars, restaurants. And you can also see in the middle here, the greenhouses and hydroponics, because part of the program was to grow a sufficient amount of food for the residents. A lot of these ideas here were used to connect our project with the neighborhood so that the rec center and the kindergarten could be used by the by the neighborhood as well. Within about a year from now, the International Building Code, which is the US Building Code, will allow timber construction up to 18 stories. Previously, it had been limited to about 4 stories. So this was an exploration of how we go about doing that. The goal here is to offset as much other materials, particularly concrete, as we can, replace those with wood, which is a sustainable, renewable product, and which is actually the only building product that sequesters carbon. So the in this evolving climate change that we have, these group of students will be prepared to accept some of these challenges, to move ahead and to actually deal with sustainable construction. Each of these projects, there was 3 undergraduate students on each of the projects. And then we were also joined by 6 international students from Stuttgart who made contributions into all of these projects. So for the, this is the part of the graduation where you get to stand up, walk across the stage, shake your hand with Neville Pinto, and then go and kiss your grandma. So I'll read out the names from this studio. And of course, you should shout and holler for your graduate. Ethan Alsbach, Jake Bayer. A very polite applause for Jake. Katie Dyson, Seth Mears, Allison Miller, Ryan Minnick, Tibi Pontatu, and Nick Veit. So congratulations to all of you. I had a great semester working with you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're ready to move ahead. Congratulations, and thank you.
William, I'm just going to hold you off for a second. Tim Jackna, the Dean of DAAP, I made a mistake in our sequence. He has to run to 2 other graduations, so I thought we'd give Tim just a couple minutes just to say something to the parents and the students. And we'll pick up the last group.
Great, thanks, Ed. So yeah, thank you and congratulations to all the students. I jumped on our virtual DAAP Works at 6 o'clock Thursday, right when it launched, and was really blown away by the quality of what you produced. I think this is a historical graduating class for many reasons. One of which is that you are the first who have this sort of virtual global platform in DAAP Works. The long, proud tradition of DAAP Works as a physical exhibition in our physical building has a lot of history and a lot of nice things about it. And we are definitely going to be returning to that after the COVID crisis. But you are the first graduating class that is actually being presented not just to the immediate community, but out to the world through this platform. I am very appreciative and very aware of all of the contortions and all of the changes and heroism that you had to bring to make this possible. Every one of your students. Vincent Salon has been your representative and advocate on the committee that's planned this. Ed has also been full on making this possible. So first, congratulations on that. I mean, I've been dean of this college for just about 1.5 years now. so I'm really responsible for all 4 of the schools, but I'm all 3 of my degrees, all of my professional career, and most of my teaching career is also in architecture. So this is very close to my heart, and I think looking at the works that you produced is really reaffirming what I think makes architecture so special in the creative professions, is that I mean, when I was 17 and decided to embark on this path, I mean, all I knew is I like to draw. I am really interested in how things go together. I like making things. But I'm also really compelled by big ideas, be they issues, be they sort of philosophical explorations. And what I see all of you producing is just really showing this spirit of bringing something that could be very philosophical and nebulous, or a big idea that is hard to get your head around, down to a project, down to the nuts and the bolts and the locatedness, and really something that can be engaged. And I think that's really, I think, reaffirming the really special role of architecture. I heard I think it might have been Robert Venturi who first talked about architecture in terms of urban acupuncture, in terms of something that is very precise and located, but is looking at, through this precise intervention at a place, through a material intervention, having effects on bigger systems, bigger issues, holistic effects on the body of the city, the body of the landscape. I am also very pleased to see the affirmation of what I find really special about DAAP is the fact that we have the full spectrum of the creative field under one roof. And I see you working with design, working with planning, working from the vantage of architecture, and exploring all of these type of collaborations that become possible only in a place called DAAP. I've had the privilege of being invited to reviews on a few of your studios. I know that the King Records, I popped in at a couple points. The Urbanism studio as well. It just makes me realize how much I miss this. I mean, both being a student and being a teaching faculty. I think that the spirit of investigation, I think that the projects that have been laid out for you and by the professors, all of which also had to change horses in midstream and into something you never thought you'd be facing. I think you've all performed admirably. Thank you all for doing DAAP proud. I want to congratulate you all again and apologize that, as Ed said, I'm doing graduation hopping today, so I'm off to see the planning students now. But I really wish you all the best and congratulations. And thank you, Ed, for inviting me to be a part of this.
Thank you, Tim. William.
All right.
Trying to lose the momentum of the student work. This is a really interesting studio. So William, take it over.
I assume you can hear me now.
You're good. You're good.
There we go. Full screen. There we are. Hi, the purpose of this studio was to give each of our students the tools they need to develop their own properties. Sorry, it's my dog. What can we do? Working from home. And that's very unusual for designers because typically we look at the design as separate from any of the financing. And in this case, they went through pro formas, they looked at the real estate, they looked at comps, and they ran numbers. And as designers, they were able to make choices about how to spend that money. And so I'm just going to go through some of these projects. They're not really in any particular order. Roger's an incredibly talented person, multi-talented, does a lot of things, and did a great job expanding on this building that exists and really making some great public spaces. You is probably, I don't know that I've ever had a student who has built every single piece of wood in the model, but he did, and there's some great results from it. SJ is talented and actually really good at kind of making objects. When she gets focused in on a small, it's really good. Hey, Brutus, come on. Sam took this, she had to have stairs to get to the upper levels, but she turned that into a really great space, and I think improved the value of the property and made a really great design. And this is a fantastic interior. It's really efficient as the way it's laid out. Josh also, by kind of lifting the roof and adding another story, highly increased the value of the building. And compositionally, it's a nice proposal. You can see from the interiors that he's done some really nice work. Cassidy does, I think, actually does really nice facades. I think this is a really kind of elegant, simple facade. And the program she took on was really, really difficult to resolve, but did it well, I think, and I really do like the composition. Crawford is another good designer who has really good sense of composition. I think there's a lot of things to like about this project, and in some ways it seems like one of the most livable that's out there. You can see from the interior and the connection to the outside, the spaces seem to work. Caleb took on one of the two hardest ones, I think. In some ways it looks easier, but it's not. But he took this old church, gym, and then turned it into housing, and Caleb has an incredible talent for laying things out and plan. I mean, he really kind of shoehorns them in and gets things to work. Zach took one of my favorite buildings, one of the projects I wish I could develop myself, because he really captured the kind of warehouse aesthetic, and he did just enough to make it work, but not so much to sort of overpower the existing building. Emily makes the best decisions of anyone I've known in quite a while. Her decision to raise the roof really did increase the value of this property. Dila, I think, had the best program and idea about a bed and breakfast and location, and she added a secondary building, and the way the two buildings work together, it was very strong. Trent had a lot of these projects were narrow and very difficult, but I think he was able to pull off what is a really great plan, and I tell you, it would be a fantastic apartment. You should take a little closer look at the way the plan works. There's some nice things there. And Jordan is it's someone who has an incredible amount of design talent just oozing out of him. He just really wants to go, design some stuff and build some stuff. And I certainly can appreciate his interest and efforts. And lastly, Audrey Acom and Amina Sheikh Ahmad. That's a lot of A's there. They took on the old, now I'm forgetting the name of the building, Mockbee. Sorry, the Mockbee building, and did a really incredible job. But this is the residential part of the micro units. They looked at a market, a WeWork space, and also redeveloped the old Mockbee. So it's a great job, and I just really want to congratulate all of them on the work that they did this semester. So now it's time for the roll call of names. All right.
sometimes quirky perspective on representation, history, theory, and design. Evident from my head in this screen, you have overcome.
That.
Congratulations to the BS ARC class of 2020. I wish you all the best on this historic occasion.
To the architects graduating from the class of 2020, I say congratulations. Having taught you once for skills and twice for studio, I feel privileged for being able to share with you my unique and sometimes quirky perspective on representation, history, theory, and design. Evident from my head in this screen, you have overcome insurmountable obstacles to get here and will, unfortunately, have to overcome more to either begin your career or continue in your education. To this end, I offer only a few words of advice. Wash your hands. Hydrate often. Find a mouse that makes you and only you happy. And know that you're not only the best and brightest of this institution, you are the business because you represent SAID. So be confident, be diligent, be intrepid, be proud. And instead of dwelling on how tough times are, remember, you're tougher. You survived me and Hank. And if that's not tough, I don't know what is. With that, be well, be in touch, be boss and never basic, and be back often. I'm always looking for good critics. Goodbye and good luck. SAID graduating class of 2020. Peace.
Hey there, BS ARC students. Congratulations. This is a special day for you. You're graduating. I know a lot of you, and I miss all of you. And I wish everyone success. Whether you go on into a master's degree in architecture or a master's degree in another allied area, or are considering even that PhD, or if you're going into practice and rocking the world and changing the world for the better through your talent, that's a great venue as well. So congratulations to everybody. BS ARC students are great and always have been, and the world is a small place. And so from Milan to Cincinnati, lots of love and best wishes to all the graduating Bearcats of 2020. Yay, go group, bye.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. As you go out into the world to make great things, always remember to love your craft and never stop being critical. And to borrow from Rilke, don't seek the answers which can't be given to you, but live the questions. Again, congratulations, and I'm rooting you on.
Congratulations, class of 2020. You made it. You're done. There's no more studio, at least for a little while. I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed teaching many of you these last couple years, and good luck. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You've made it through 4 years of long nights in studio, bad DAAP cafe coffee, and rambling studio critiques. Not to mention anything from this semester. Good luck, and I hope to see you around.
Good luck out there. Good luck out there.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Remember, don't follow your heart, take it with you wherever you go. And the best of luck in your future careers.
Congratulations and good luck.
Oh, the places you'll go, 2020 edit. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places as long as you stay. You have brains in your head and feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose, inside. You're on your own and you know what to do. You're the one who decide where to zoom. You'll look up and down streets, look them over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. Too many people. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any overcrowded street. And you may not find any you want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air where isolation is clear and nobody is near. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. You deserve a
big round of applause. Please remember to keep in touch with us so we can brag about you on our social media and our newsletter. Now it's time to go out and celebrate. Woohoo!
Hi everyone, I'm sending all of you my sincere congratulations on a job well done and best wishes for your next adventure. Congratulations!
You're on.
To celebrate your graduation, we thought we'd come back to the place where we all started 4 short years ago. Time has flown by from that first day in 4400 where you barely knew anyone and weren't sure what to expect. You quickly learned how to get to class on time, how to get your breakfast sandwich with you, and Vincent's top 10 artists. How many can you name now? Over these past years, you have had amazing experiences both at DAAP and on co-ops, survived moving and relocating countless times, and developed lifelong friendships that have made this time here so much more fun and memorable than you ever could have imagined on that very first day. We are so proud of all that you have accomplished and look forward to where you will go in the future. Congratulations and good luck in the next chapter of your life.
The question is it a film or is it a movie?
Okay, I guess I should have been able to end there, but since I got out of the sequence, I will have to come back and read off the names. I know it's unfortunate because it's so anticlimactic. I got to that big Lebowski moment that I spoiled here. But let me just get into full screen mode and read off my section. Audrey Acom.
Yay, Audrey!
Roger Channon. Josh DeJesus.
Woo!
Sam Deaver.
Yeah!
Caleb Dean. Zach Earps.
Woo!
S.J. Lackey. Jordan Mitchum. Yuhyun Oh. Cassidy Rogers. Crawford Rogers. Amina Sheikh. Emily Sprunger. Trent Winker. Dila Yaffe. And again, congratulations to the studio. It was an incredible effort, and I'm proud of the work that you did. And I will stop sharing and turn this back over to Ed, please.
Well, I have to apologize. Melanie is still there. I know she's, just so you all of you friends and family, Melanie's daughter is graduating from the School of Design. So I want to congratulate her personally. Melanie has shepherded this group of students through the 4 years that they've been here and deserves a special thanks. And I also want to thank Kim Lawson and Maura Morgan, who you saw in that video, who on a daily basis keep us all going and keep the school alive. There's no way we could operate without you, and there's no way any of this would have been done without all of your help. So I know Maura worked very hard with the faculty to put that video together. And we didn't see everybody, but I think you all get a sense of the cast of characters that I have to deal with on a daily basis, which aggravates me at times, but amuses me to no end, and I miss seeing all of you in person. You've got a little, those of you who visited students, what's been interesting the last 5 weeks, you've been introduced to the inside of our living rooms, our attics, and our basements as we've revealed you never want to see the chef show you how they make the sausage, but you've probably seen a little bit too much of that over the last 6 weeks. You've met our family through this. I know we've had children running across reviews, and we had the requisite dog who always seems to contribute something very important on every review in these last 5 or 6 weeks. So I want to thank all the faculty for all your efforts to put this together, and all your efforts really for tremendous work. I said to all of you, I think individually, I never feel like DAAP work shows the depth of the investigations that we do. And I hope the students who have worked very hard on that work, some still with deadlines to go for competitions, keep working on those projects. There's still hope to get some of those things built, and your contributions to our school, to the college, the city of Cincinnati, and elsewhere are tremendous. We really thank you for all that hard work. So I will ask all the students first to turn on your microphones and your video screens, and I'll wait a few moments till that all comes up. And then when we get you all up there at once, I'll give you the signal, and I want to give a cheer for your parents, family, and faculty who helped get you here. Hello, you all. All right, I want to see how many cap and gowns we actually still got.
I didn't put my cap
Everybody get it on.
Ellis.
Okay, on the count of 3 for the faculty and your parents and everybody who supported you for 4 years, got you here through DAAP, and brought you back into their homes to work on these crazy and beautiful projects. Let's all give them a big round and a cheer, of applause and a cheer. And then to family and friends, we'll see if we can break the internet down here. Why don't you turn on your screens and your microphones, and then let's all give a big cheer for the class of 2020 and all they've achieved.
Oh gosh! Well done! Good job, Ellis! Good job, guys! Go, Ellis!
Well, as I said, this might in some ways be more fun. It just doesn't have the drinks. I hope you and your family can celebrate in style. You all deserve it. For those of you who we will be seeing in the fall, we look forward to having you back again. Those of you who are going to take a little time off or go to other institutions or go into the job market, such as it will be, we wish you the best of luck. We're always there to support you. Feel free to reach out to all of us. Anything we can do to make sure your talents shine in the future, you can count on SAID to be behind you. So I want to thank you all. Whitney, I don't know if we have any traveling music. Is that
Not anything planned, no.
Yeah, well, we can all hum the pomp and circumstance, I guess. Thank you all. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to the family. Thank you to this class of 2020. We look forward to seeing you on the campus sometime in the near future. Good luck. Be safe. Do well. Keep working hard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations, everyone. Good job.
Congrats, everybody.